IVM.
Hey everybody, quick request once again, if you could help us out by filling out our survey. It's at ivmpodcast.com/survey. This really helps us talk to advertisers about the kinds of people listening to these shows. Really do appreciate your help, and we're going to be doing a random drawing, and we'll be sending out some IVM swag. Hope you enjoy that.
Hello everyone, welcome back. You're listening to a brand new episode of The Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok, a podcast of, for and by the millennials. I'm your host Shlok Ramchandran.
And I'm co-host Tanvi Lad. So we're into a brand new year. As an athlete, I think it's important for me to get into this year with renewed hope, looking forward to the circuit resuming and, getting back to doing what we actually love doing, which is competing. 2020, as everyone knows, has been pretty much of a washout in terms of, no competing, no tournaments happening, the Olympics being postponed. It's been a shitty year for everyone. But, on the positive side, we've had, quite an experience starting a podcast. The Millennial Athlete was born. We had a host of stalwarts in the sporting arena on our podcast, and we've got to learn a lot, isn't it?
Tanvi, where are your Scottishite manners? Let's start off with wishing our listeners a very happy new year, and we wish 2021 gives you a lot more success than what 2020 has given. Thank you so much for the love you've shown to our podcast in 2020, and be rest assured that there is so much more coming up in 2021. Now that's out of the way. Coming back to 2021, I am extremely hopeful for 2021 because I just want 2020 to be like Alt, Control and Delete.
Okay, so on that note, I think it's time to introduce our guests on for today's episode. We have one of our guests is of course a legend in in the field of table tennis. He's been a 9 times national champion. He's literally brought table tennis to the international stage. Over the years, he's accomplished everything that there was to accomplish in his sport and was also awarded the Padma Shri. But and alongside him, we have a youngster who shifted paths from being an academic, was studying engineering and decided to take up table tennis, and has now the both of them are actually playing cat and mouse in terms of world rankings.
Yes, Tanvi. So our guests are none other than the table tennis legends right now, Sharath Kamal and Sathiyan. Fun fact, this is Sathiyan's second appearance on the show. So he's tied with Ajay Jairam and Saurav Ghosal as the athletes who've come to our podcast 2 times. Another fun fact is that we both share a common link. Sathiyan and myself have been with the Go Sports Foundation for a very long time, and you and Sharath are IOCians.
Yes, so there's a lot of common ground here. I'm really looking forward to having the both of them on the show because in the past couple of months, of course, pre-lockdown, they've actually been in really good form. Of course, the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games in 2018 they came back with a host of medals, but stellar performance at the 2018 Asian Games, which is almost equivalent to the Olympics because you have all the Southeast Asian countries competing. So it's really a tough arena out there, and to have won a medal, they ended up creating history. And I think personally, they kind of edge each other on. Sharath, of course, is a lot older than Sathiyan, but I think Sathiyan keeps him on his toes, makes sure that he's keeping his level up there all the time because he knows he has Sathiyan at his feet. So really looking forward to having the both of them on the show.
So what say, let's get them on then. Okay, so everyone, we will be having Sathiyan and Sharath on the other side of the break. Stay tuned, guys. You're listening to The Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok. We will be right back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, it's 2021 now. It's time you did. You didn't in 2020. That was bad enough. But now in 2021, you really, really should. It's IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And a quick reminder to everybody, just please help us out with our survey, ivmpodcast.com/survey. We've had a number of you fill it out so far, but we want to shatter last year's number, right? Really, really blow that up. Go fill out the survey over there. If you do, we'll select from the emails that we have got submitted, and we'll be sending out some interesting swag to people. So, what should you be listening to this week? First thing I want to talk about is the unprecedented episode. We did a triple crossover. Vineet Kanabar from Storytellers and Storysellers, Varun Dugirala from Advertising is Dead, and Karthik Nagarajan from the Filter Coffee podcast all got together and put together a mega episode. Do check it out on whichever of their feeds you want. It's available on all three. And because it's the new year, let me recommend a few things just to make your life a little better. We have a number of shows which work on self-actualization and really helping people kind of get in touch with themselves and live their lives better. So do check out Begin the Journey by Ashish Vidyarthi, the Positivity Podcast with Chetna Chakravarti, and The Habit Coach with Ashton Doctor. Do check out all three of these shows, especially in New Year's where you're looking at ways to kind of keep your resolutions. They will help. And with that, let me get you back to your show.
So, hi Sathiyan, hi Sharath. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys.
Hi. Hello everyone.
So, the common link between both of you guys is that both are born and raised in Chennai. How's the Chennai TT culture like?
I think Chennai has a very, very rich history of table tennis. I should say Chennai is probably called the China of Indian table tennis, because you have a great, even Sharath, of course, paved the way for a big transformation in the sport. But even before Sharath came into the limelight, there were a lot of players like Jagannath sir, Chandrasekhar sir, Chetan Babu, Raman. So I think Chennai always had a great history, and that goes along, and we have carried that flag quite a long way from here. And even after my generation, I could see a very big talent of table tennis players from Chennai. So I think that's coming from the system which we follow in Chennai, with a lot of good academies, a lot of good coaches, a lot of people actually being very interested in the sport. So I feel that is something which has been running in our blood, and we are able to carry that forward very much successfully.
We've had one of the first Arjuna Awardees also from Chennai only. That's G. Jagannath, as Sathiyan mentioned. So table tennis back then, even the national champion, Mr. Tirvengaram, this was in the 50s. So from the 50s, Tamil Nadu has always been a strong contention, but we've never been like the best country. Like, for example, we've always been in the top one or two, but there have always been states like West Bengal or Maharashtra or New Delhi, which have taken turns into coming into the top spot. But Tamil Nadu has always been there. When all the other, like my generation, West Bengal was, completely dominating, but we guys were there. Then I was the best one. So many times in the training camp, out of 8 players, there used to be 7 Bengalis. I used to be the only one. So myself and Sathiyan, we understand Bengali completely, and I can speak a little bit, and that's how it was. So, and then if you go to the little period before, to Chandrasekhar and that generation, then Bombay was completely, Kamlesh Mehta's era was completely there. So then people could actually speak and understand Marathi. So that's how it was. But Tamil Nadu has always had a good base for table tennis, good knowledge. So earlier, I think in badminton also the same. Let's say earlier it was Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, which were the 2 big states, and then New Delhi a little bit. And so now, because of globalization and the knowledge being able to pass around due to the internet and technology, it's spread out. But generally, there have always been pockets of knowledge in the country.
Sathiyan, do you remember the first time you met Sharath?
Okay, that's a long way from here. I don't know, probably, I think in 2003 in Rajkot zone, I think that was my first national ranking.
The state ranking where we won.
Okay, yes. Yeah, of course. I think we played together. Yeah. The St. Joseph's College, I did my engineering there way back later. So I won the cadet. I was just...
Mini cadet,
is it? Okay.
He won the mini cadet, I won the senior.
I was pretty much small back then. I was just 10 years old probably. So yeah,
because somebody shared that picture.
The photo. Yeah. That was a very nice photo to see.
I mean, were you ever starstruck, or first time you went and you actually had a conversation with Sharath you're actually very nervous. I mean, it's happened to us whenever we've spoken to like a Kashyap or like a Pranoy. I mean, the first time when I met them, I would just go there hesitantly saying that, hello bhaiya, hi bhaiya. And
Now
that relationship kind of mature.
That way, Sathiyan is not shy, I guess. He is pretty
And,
much. Hello,
yeah,
bhaiya,
I'm
I
an
am
open
Sathiyan.
person, but also I think Sharath will give that space always. Even now, leave me. I would see any youngster will also could walk up and talk to him, and he'll be talking for a few minutes with him or her. So he would always give that space. So when you're a little bit scared about them, and you know that that person is really nice and he's gonna spend some time, and I don't think there should be any fear. I really don't remember when I really went on to,
I
went and
also don't
talked. Yeah, but I think that's because he always talks to many of them. He's a very socializing person, just like I am. But then imagine with so long of years of table tennis, how many people would want to come and talk to him, and he's kept that aura in him for sure.
So, Sharath, your career has spanned over, 20, 25 years. You've 9 times national champion. You've won the Padma Shri. You've played the Olympics thrice, Commonwealth Games. You've pretty much achieved everything that there was to achieve. What's been the secret sauce behind the longevity of your career?
Players like Sathiyan kicking me from behind and pushing me.
I'm just a kid who's just in the sport now.
No, but then that's true. His generation was the one who actually gave me a run for my money. I think himself, Harmit Desai, and Somajit Ghosh. Until 2010, I was like by far the best player in India. Even practice matches, I never used to lose matches with any of the other players. But this generation, when they started coming up, they won the junior world championship medal, bronze medal, and then they started to believe, yes, we can beat top players in the world, and they were also training in Europe. So I think the youngsters are the ones who keep me on my toes. So, but at the same way, I felt that after 2016. I really didn't know how long will I be able to play, what are my goals. But then that was when the team was becoming strong. Sathiyan started to do very well. He won that year. He won a pro tour, and he was starting to break into the top 100, and the other ones were close to 100, or probably Somjit Ghosh had already broken into the 100. So we were becoming a good team. And that was the chance, that was what I was been waiting for such a long time. So and you can see clearly, like 2018, we've had the best team and the best team performance also, both in Commonwealth Games and at the Asian Games.
And you've of course carried that forth, in terms of your doubles partnership. You've had a pretty good run in terms of, Commonwealth Games, then the Hungarian Open. How's the partnership been between the two?
When did we start partnering, Sathiyan? 2015? 2016?
2016, yeah. 2015.
No. 2016. 2017, Indian Open also, I played with Sanil. I didn't play with
I think only, that's what. I think we only started preparing for the Commonwealth Games.
Commonwealth Games, yes.
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
So he had another doubles partner. He was always playing with Somjit Ghosh or Harmit, his batchmates. Yeah. And I was playing with the left-hander Sanil Shetty. So that was how it was going on. But then, Sanil was not, doing so well that particular year, and Sathiyan came into the national team, and we were touring a lot. So we thought, okay, fine, let's prepare for the Commonwealth Games. That was how we started preparing, and both of us are good doubles players. He is a good doubles player. I'm a good doubles player. So unlike badminton, we don't need to specialize in doubles. So that makes it easier for us to even practice singles, and then at the same time, at the end of the practice, we practice a little bit of doubles. It's still fine. It's still good enough.
You both are also very keen on doing meditation. Sathiyan, I would like to start off with you. How crucial a role has meditation played so far in your career?
Yes, I've been always a person who just cannot sit in one place. Easier said than done. That's the most difficult thing to do. So I thought, to calm myself down and playing in the level where, I've come up in a very inorganic way, like, come up very fast to the top. And I thought it's important that, I calm myself down and I feel I belong to the league, so that you should, take yourself and able to control yourself. That's the first and important thing, to control yourself and be aware. Then I started doing yoga, especially in the last 4 months, and meditation has played a very big role. Then I could see what kind of thoughts come into me or seep into my mind, and how I'm able to control myself. So I'm able to control sitting in my house for 15 minutes. Then I can for sure take control of myself in a match. So I felt meditation has made me more self-aware and made me more equipped to control myself. And if I'm able to do that, I feel that's the first victory to against the opponent you're playing.
Sharath, has meditation helped you, keep that longevity in your career?
I've started yoga back in the lockdown now. I think myself and Sathiyan, we have a level 0 in flexibility. Or probably
I'm really bad.
If something there's lesser than level 0, then we are there.
We call it level negative.
Yeah.
I'm really bad.
I've done it when I was young. My school, they made sure that we did it every day, and I also continued into my the days when I turned professional. But all the time was I was in Chennai. The moment I started traveling, extensively, then somehow I lost touch with it, and I couldn't really focus on yoga and meditation. But then I'm really happy that because of the break, I'm able to get back to those old things. And my wife clearly tells me that there's more patience at this point of time, because having 2 kids at home, you need that patience.
Definitely.
No, in terms of, with the top players, we often see them, as the tournament progresses, they kind of get set. The first, second rounds are when the youngsters are trying to get at them and they have their best chance. So do you think this kind of mental training or just being in control of your emotions and thoughts has helped you get over that first round anxiety?
Yes, it does. It does very much. Because as the tournament progresses, you find your zone, let's say. Maybe you're not in your zone, maybe, but you know the path. You know how to turn on your mental focus. Basically, what happens is there is no switch to turn on and turn off the mental focus. So It's a process, and that process changes from tournament to tournament. Sometimes I would do this warm up, like this set of warm up, and then go in for a match, and that would help me. The next tournament, if I do the same, it might not, help me.
Yeah.
So it's a process. Probably in that corner, in that particular corner, if I have my warming up, I get into the zone. So I think all of us have. It's many call it superstition, but I feel that's our place. We are animals, and we need our space. We need the ownership to our mental space also. So I think that way, that is the reason why we get better into the main tournaments. But of course, again, in the first few rounds, as you said, it's very rusty. You don't feel comfortable. You miss balls, which you generally which you don't miss. So in all those places, yes, of course, if you're able to calm yourself and see it on a larger perspective, it makes it easier.
Yeah. In fact, we were speaking to, even Aditya Mehta in one of our previous episodes. In Q Sports, it's all the more you need to be, because you're standing at that table for 4 and 5 hours. And, it's very often not the thoughts that you're having when you're at the table, but when you're sitting down and when the opponent is playing, controlling and having the right thoughts at that point is more critical. So,
but that's something which everybody asks me, how important is meditation, and do you sit down and meditate? But I think with racket sports, we are always on the move. We are never sitting down and meditating. So I think it's very, very important to keep the focus even during training. So you're all the time moving, and still you keep the focus. You can't keep like moving and then see something there and you start thinking about something else. So that's something which we need to practice, because sitting down and meditating is probably easier because you close your eyes and you're able to keep count of your breath and that way. But then our sport, as racket sports, it's more and more important to have the concentration while in motion.
Yeah.
Sathiyan, I wanted to touch upon the 2018 Commonwealth Games. The team medal, obviously, and the doubles medal with Sharath. What are the dynamics in the partnership? I mean, you guys also play singles against each other, then you come back and play doubles. How do you keep that aside and get into one flow and like one team as a doubles team together?
Yes, doubles is actually very crucial and very different from rest of the sports. You would know of a very important rule in table tennis that if your partner plays one stroke, the other partner has to play the other stroke, unlike of any other sport, be it badminton or tennis. So that requires a lot of understanding, especially between your partner and yourself, because you will have to make the right moves. One wrong move and the point is over. There is no second chance of like a singles event. So we need to know about the strengths and weaknesses, not only of your opponents, but of your partner as well, on where he could be more comfortable in moving. So that requires a lot of time. That's why in table tennis, it's important to know each other. And I'm fortunate that, with Shardana, of course, being already a good doubles player, that's we both are very good at reading minds. I would say, knowing the opponents with really helps us. And in fact, playing against each other in singles has actually helped us. We know each other so much that it becomes easier for us to adapt. We just have to put the strategy against the opponents and not against each other. So I think we did take very less time, in fact, to get used to each other. And Commonwealth Games was a big ticket event, and we had only like a few months before preparing ourselves. And one good thing I liked about him is being a senior, he gives that freedom to make your choices. Like, that was the one thing I was a little scared, because I always played with my junior level players. And what if I can go and tell him, Anna, this serve is not working out. I think you need to change. How a senior would take. But he came up to me and he said, Sathiyan, if you're not comfortable with something, just come up to me straight and talk, be it in any kind of a match. So I think that really worked. We can always share our thoughts, and I think we were able to make any changes which was necessary. And formidable pair as always, and we have come up a very, very long way in the doubles in the world circuit, especially even against beating top players from Korea, and in fact playing a very, very close game against China in Asian Championship. That was the best doubles match we ever played against the world number 3 and 4 probably. And I think that's because of the understanding of the game of each other.
After, I still remember, we finished that match, came out to the bench, and I was asking Sathiyan, if we played the best table tennis of our lives today, and if we can't beat them today, when will we be able to beat them? But that match was fantastic. That tournament, I think Sathiyan was really singles. Also, he was in the quarterfinals against one of the best Chinese players. He played really well. I think, we've had some really good matches, and with the team match, the doubles is an important rubber. If you convert the doubles, then the whole team match becomes, that's the one match which is not sure. You're not sure about. I think that's the same in badminton also, right?
Yeah, we carry that in our team matches.
Yeah, singles somehow, okay, against this player I'm better, against that player maybe it's a bit difficult.
Always unpredictability in doubles.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's changing now. I mean, yes, there used to be a lot of pressure on the singles players to pull off their matches in the Asian Games, Uber Cup. But now I think the level is more or less...
because if you have a good doubles pair, you're already up 1-0. And then the singles players, if they're good enough, then they just walk through. So the pressure is on the other side.
Yeah, that really helped in the 2018 Commonwealth Games as well. I played my first Commonwealth Games, in fact, and I was under a lot of pressure. It was a very different scenario, the packed stadiums and the aura and the media and, the backing up. But I think having a senior player like him, and of course, my compatriot also had the experience of playing a Commonwealth game. So that really helped me. So I just played my natural game as such. And we could plan really better in the teams, especially we took it round by round, and I think everyone played their part to perfection, and we were able to execute top notch. And even in the doubles, We played really well. It was a very, very close match in the finals, but I think we gave it a best shot. It was a very long tournament, and I think we almost played our best what we could do in the Commonwealth Games, giving out their best in ever medal haul for India.
So, Sharath, I want to talk about a really special moment in your life, the 9th national title, beating Kamlesh sir's record of the maximum number of national titles by an Indian male in Indian table tennis history. The 9th title going into your 9th final. There is a little bit of pressure.
Don't remind me of that match. Yes, yeah.
There is a little bit of pressure. I mean, I've seen it in badminton also, right? When you've equaled the record, it's okay. But when you're playing that 9th final, there is that extra bit of pressure that, you don't want that kind of pressure, but it still comes to you. How did you manage to pull off that 9th national title?
Well, when I won the 8th for me, personally, I never wanted to break Kamlesh's record because I always had a lot of respect for, his performance and understanding it over the years that how did he even win 8 times when he was not the best player? He was not the best player through his whole career. He was one of the best ones. But then when it was national championships, he always could win it. So, that for that I have very big respect, and I never wanted to really try and I never had it in my mind to try and break it. But it just so happened that, 8th time I won it. And then the 9th time when I go for the tournament, I didn't want to, I was not thinking about winning that 9th title. I just wanted to go there, just play. Because for us, for table tennis, it is mandatory. All of us play the national championships. And all of us make it a point that we are there. At least for me, it was like 14 years I played in Europe. So other players never used to watch me play. So the national championship is one tournament where all the other players watch you play and, you could inspire a few. So going into the tournament, I never wanted to win it. But then once I went there and everybody started talking about it, it got to me. Then it was, there were a couple of nights which were, we were lucky that we started off with the team championships. So the first couple of nights was a little bit, the pressure was adding up. And then the last day when the quarterfinals, semifinals and finals, I had to call my younger brother and said, take the next flight, get here. I need somebody to talk to. I don't need somebody on the bench, but I just need somebody to just talk to. Mm. And that tournament, of course, Sathiyan is on a run. You just won the Belgium. No, the Spanish. No, what did you win? No. You had some very good performance internationally.
Yeah, 2019. 2000. Austria Open. Yes. Austria Open.
He went into the main draw. So yeah, personally for me, I thought Sathiyan is the favorite player, and I really didn't know if I could take him on. And he was playing really well. The tournament, the year before, I had beaten him in the semifinals, but there it was like, okay, I felt, okay, come on, this is a match which, whoever wins here will win the title. Let's go on. But then in 2019, I really didn't think that, I had a fair chance. That's also because we had some, with the equipment, we had some new balls, which he also couldn't, get accustomed to. And I was also not accustomed to. The only advantage I had was I was still in India before the tournament, before the national. Sathiyan came in directly from London. So that 10 days gave me a little bit of, advantage for that match. And in the final, it was a roller coaster. 1-0 for me, 2-1 for him, then 3-2. And then last set, it went on to the 10-9, match point for...
match point for me.
Match point for him. Then 10-all, 10-11, 11-all. And in the end, 14-12 for me. So that was something which it was so many emotions that I went through the whole tournament. Like first I didn't want to care. Then it became so important that I cared. Then, that's how. And then after the final got over, I felt really sad for Sathiyan. He should have won it. This should have been his first title. And still I go on to take it away from him. So, yeah. So then...
Quite a roller coaster.
Mixed match. Mixed feelings. Yeah.
I really want to know the bandana story as well. The first thing with Sharath, what I remember as a young kid is is this guy wearing a bandana. What is the story behind the bandana and where did it come from?
Back in 2004, long hair used to be the fashion. So you see Dhoni, you see Federer, you see Nadal, you see any sports person, or even in Bollywood also, long hair used to be the thing. So I was also, I'm a young kid, 21-year-old kid, trying to be all hippie and in fashion. And then I start the bandana. Because of my long hair, I start the bandana. Then as age catches up, hair recedes and everything goes down. But then the bandana has become a identity for Sharath Kamal and for table tennis. So then I don't want to take that away. So I still keep that on, even though my hair is short now.
I mean, I always had a very short blunt cut, I think for the longest time that I remember, but I always had that hairband was like associated with me and it continued till today. I mean, it has to match my outfit.
Yes,
I'm 27, but I will still wear it.
Yes, that is how it is. Yeah, it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away.
Old habits die hard.
How many pair of bandanas do you own? I mean, I'm just very curious.
I should have, at this point of time in my cupboard, I should have around 50.
Wow, that's a lot of bandanas.
That's a lot.
I don't have those.
That's a lot of bandanas.
I think I need to acquire some.
I mean, tomorrow, if you actually have an auction, you could actually have an auction just for your bandanas.
Yeah.
It's possible, because also now with the UTT, that's the new table tennis league we've had. So 3 years I've had 3 different colors. The first year was pink and purple. So I had both pink and purple. Then the second year was grey and green. So I had grey and green. Then last year was around yellow. So then yellow was also something new.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the slump that you had in your career. Did it come when added responsibilities came in, when you had your kid? And can you just elaborate a little bit on your mental space during that phase?
There were a few issues that had happened. If those issues had have happened individually, I think I would have handled them. But all of them happened together. The first thing was there was change in the technique. Basically, on technical aspects, I am a very forehand-driven player. So I tend to cover the whole court, whole table with my forehand. So at that point of time, young players like Sathiyan, Harmit, and Ghosh, all of them started playing equal backhand and forehand. It became an equal. So then I was not able to catch up with it was too fast. It was too fast for me to cover only with my forehand. So I had to develop my backhand. And there was a new stroke called the backhand banana flick. So the ball curves like a banana. So that's its official name actually. So I couldn't handle it, and the youngsters always did that, and I had a lot of troubles with that. So technically I had to improve on my backhand. So that was the first issue. Then the second issue was I moved into Germany. The German Bundesliga is pretty harsh. The Germans are pretty harsh. It's predominantly result oriented. They expect you to win. So that's how it is. So I moved into Germany. So the outlook didn't match my personality. Of course, I knew this would happen. That was why I moved very late into Germany. But the difference in, I'm quite a soft person. And for me, that was too harsh. So that was the second. And the third thing was we've had a kid and we moved into Germany. So new country, new situation in personal life also. So all these three put together, I was not able to handle. So then I lost it, started to overthink, had a slump, went down to 94 in the world, missed out on the Olympic Games in 2012. It took me nearly 2 years to get back, to stabilize and get back at least a little bit. I broke the top 50 in 2014. I was 38 in the world in 2010, 2011 or early 2011. Then went down to 94 in the rankings. Then by 2013, I was close to 55, 60. And only by 2014 did I come back into the top 50. So yeah, that has been a major slump in my career. And slowly started coming back. I I found myself. I hired a new coach and started working, and slowly started coming back in 2014. And that Commonwealth Games also didn't go very well. We had only one medal. Generally, Commonwealth Games, we have a couple of medals, but that one only in doubles. Myself and Amal Raj, we got a medal. And then 2015, I start to do well, and I have this career-threatening injury. So I was out for 6 months, then again went down on the rankings. I didn't know if I'll qualify for the Olympic Games. So I think that period between 2011 to 2016 was a struggle where I went low, then I started to come back, then again the injury, then again after 2017 was where almost my second career started again.
Sathiyan, I wanted to talk about the rankings, and you guys have been so close to each other. It's like a Tom and Jerry race. I mean, one person going ahead, second person catching, then him going ahead, then coming down. I mean, I know you guys are great mates, but I do like every athlete, there is a competitive edge to everybody. And so, do you guys have that something inside you saying that no, I want to be the number one ranked player in the world? Because you guys are very, very close.
Before Sathiyan takes this, he was the one who said, Anna, you should play Oman and you should play Canada, which I played in December. He was the one who told me you should go for these tournaments so that the ranking will go up. And I go on to win Oman Open. And then I become better than him.
That is so heartening to see, because in badminton, it's like cutthroat to another level.
Because you have
so many players.
So many players. And here we know we both will go to the Olympic Games. If probably there's 3-4 of them, then probably you'll keep it to yourselves. I don't know. Even then, because even now Sathiyan helps Harmit a lot. He helps Harmit a lot. He helps Manav a lot. So the youngsters or his own compatriots.
Yeah.
A lot. So even the fundraiser which we started now in June, a couple of media guys have asked, probably you are the only two top players who've come together in any cause.
We're also going to come back to that in a bit.
Yeah.
Sathiyan, your take on the rankings.
Yeah, when the rankings started, I first of all never even imagined I would come this long. And, the media people write the best Indian ever, but that was not my agenda at all, to be the best Indian ever. We want India to be the best. That's what Sharath and myself always wanted. So many months, you forget, like you're 30 or 32 or 31. People ask, and, that's not been the goal. Like, of course, it makes you feel really well. Really nice that to be in the top 30, to go into top 24, that's we've been working on. But I think it's like I said, I always say to Harmeet or Manav, because you need to help them on, and I have got the help when I was there. Sharath has, in fact, he told me only now, but Sharath has actually put me into the European League. He told me when the European club asked me, he introduced this guy has beaten me in the nationals. He's good. Like, you can really take me. And, I was really surprised to hear, person going on and telling that. So I think it's really important you grow as a team, because that is when an individual also develops himself. Like, imagine if I don't have any competition. Like, imagine if I'm just 30 and the other player is around 300 in the world. That's no fun. Yeah. I mean, the fun is to have a Jerry, like you said. You need, what is the fun in just being a Tom and having no Jerry? I can only just run around. So it's good. I take it as a very healthy competition. If someone is pushing me hard, that is when the whole bunch goes up. When everyone is pushing each other, that is when the whole of India goes up. And that's how every top country has developed. You'll see Malong or Fan Zhendong being 1 and 2. They still compete with each other. So what's the necessary when China is the top? Why should each other be competing with each other? So it's really important that you do that. A healthy competition, which I've learned from my junior days, and I think that's how I've been following. And when coming onto the table, when we play against each other 0-0, there is no mercy. You can take it from me. But yes, when we come out of the court and then we discuss, I would be very, very happy. Apart from the technical things, probably you don't want to say on your game, but helping out each other, on to which tournaments to choose and how to travel that path of having the rankings, which is really important. So it's fun. I think this is the fun part, to compete against each other and to push each other. And we would want to be not 30-31, probably world number 2 and 3 and see how it goes on from there.
Yeah, we've seen it in tennis as well. I mean, I don't think the level would have, reached where it's gotten to without Djokovic and Federer pushing Nadal, and it's just that's how the level has just gotten to where it's reached. So.
I mean, you guys are a clear example of leaving the game on the table and then coming back and then switching off to become friends. I think this is the standard which needs to be set around every sport. I mean, that would only make every sport grow in the country.
Yeah, I think that way. Many times the ego comes into thing, and being self-centered idea comes into you. But if you're looking at the larger picture, teamwork is what is going to help all of us grow. So, of course, your own ego has to be kept aside for the team to grow. So most of the sports, when you look at it, most of the sports persons, we are very competitive because we are in sport, and that competitiveness comes off the table also.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think we'll have to let that go and still accept. Okay, we are friends, because of course he is competition to me, but we play for India. We all play for India. So
that's as good as it gets. So yeah.
On that note, I think it's time to take a short break. Stay tuned, guys. You're listening to The Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok. We'll be right back.
If you love cricket, listen up. The Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast is here for you. Hosted by DJ, Varun, and me, Ashwin, we bring a fun, fresh fan's point of view to talking all things cricket. Sometimes it's just the three of us, sometimes we have guests, including current and former international cricketers. For new episodes every week, check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast on the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi guys, welcome back. We are still in conversation with Sharath and Sathiyan.
So coming to the Play for India campaign, the both of you have done a commendable job. I think 17 lakhs, right, is what has been raised so far.
Yeah, little over 17. So probably we're trying to help 178 beneficiaries, so 17 lakhs and 80,000, 17.8.
So how has the journey been? I mean, the cause itself is, a great cause that you've taken up. How has the journey been?
Sathiyan, you can explain how it all started in Chennai. And
So it started off in a very small scale. One of my close friends, Prabhakaran, actually reached out to me. So he said, we wanted to, help the Tamil Nadu coaches, or, the Tamil Nadu circle, where most of them, because sports is not being talked about. We talked about, the migrant laborers. There's a lot of, from the private companies, from all other sectors. And sports started way later than many of the fields started. But many of them were actually totally dependent on sports. So that is something which was not being talked about. And then we realized that the livelihood has been affected. And then he came up to me and he said, we need to do something. And of course, when, we need to get together as a team again. And then we again reached out to, Sharatana, Rajatana and everyone. And all the Tamil Nadu players came together for one cause to help. I think we helped around 10 coaches. We raised around 75,000 rupees and of course some ration. It was in a small WhatsApp group and the response was tremendous. We just putting in a message and then Anna was directly there to help, and everyone started donating small amount what they could. And that is when we realized that, a lot of them are in need. And then looking at us, Bombay started, fundraiser, and then Neha, Neha Agarwal, as everyone know, of course, she was an Olympian, along with Go Sports Foundation. They have been, OGQ was doing for a hockey campaign, and Neha came up to me and Sharath and said, I think we should do something for table tennis. That's how it started. So then it, wanted to take it into a bigger scale. So Pan India, if you are there, the reach might be very big, and the players will be, trusting on us. When the top two players of the country are doing something, I think everyone will be with us together. And I think, that's how it started. We three came together, and of course, I think the journey after was something which was a very, very new journey to me. And I think Shardana would explain that better on how we experienced this new thing.
So we planned for 100 beneficiaries, trying to raise 10 lakhs, so basically 10,000 per beneficiary as a one-time payment. But we raised that in 4.5 days.
Wow.
We didn't know what to do. Do we continue the campaign or do we stop there? Because many didn't even know about the campaign, and we don't know if the beneficiaries know about what's happening. See, let's say there's a coach somewhere in I don't know, in Uttar Pradesh or in Himachal or down south in Trivandrum. They need to know, right? That's something that we are able to support them. So they need to reach out also. So it was only 4.5 days, and we got 10 lakhs. So then we said, okay, let's try and help more beneficiaries. So then, in the end, we are able to support 178 now at this point of time. Probably we are trying to add 2 more so that we can make a round figure and we can have 18 lakhs. But it's been a good understanding onto, because Neha has been a player and now she's on to the administrative side.
Yeah.
So myself and Sathiyan, we've got good insights onto how the administrative parts think and, how what is it? Because we always think as players. We are in the sport as a player, but they are there as an administration. So all this coming through and Go Sports giving the back end help and doing all verification and stuff, the bank transfers and stuff. It made our life easier through this whole time. So yeah, it was really great to see that table tennis fraternity came together into helping this cause, and I hope we are out of this situation pretty soon. But I really don't know how we will get out of this situation, because I think after the pandemic has affected us, sports is one of the last industries to resume, and nobody's talking about it. Yeah. So that is also, of course, economy is important, finance, commerce, migrant laborers, all these are important, yes. But sporting industry has developed so much in the last, let's say, 20 years almost, that we are an industry by itself, and there are so many people dependent on the industry. So what happens to all of them?
Right.
I mean, yeah, a big shout out to the Olympic Gold Quest and Go Sports Foundation, as well as to you, Sharath and Sathiyan, and all the leading tennis players for making this happen. It's a great initiative, and I just hope that the Play for India movement goes around from sport to sport, and help around.
Now badminton has started, right? Aparna Popat
has started. So yeah, so all the best.
Actually, I called up Aparna and I said, you're taking away my donors. No, my donors, because Indian Oil, I call up Manjusha Kanwar and say, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, I already donated for Aparna.
Okay, so moving on to a fun segment is the Stalk the Athlete challenge. We will dig into your Instagram profile and try to find that one photo of it. You will give us a backstory. So I'll start off with Sharath. And
Sathiyan is a social media guy. That's my post. So I don't seem to be happy playing cricket. So that's back in my native in Andhra Pradesh. It's a small village called Machilipatnam. It's along the coast. My mom is from there, and that picture was taken there. I'm 4 years old. My son looks exactly like that now.
That's amazing. And quite clearly, cricket wasn't the way forward.
Cricket, everybody plays. Yeah, gully cricket, we all played through school and, as young. But yeah, somehow never the main sport. Yeah.
Okay. Tanvi, you can go forward.
Yeah, so my picture for Sathiyan is the one where you're absolutely suited, booted.
So, I mean, this was I wanted to always do a photo shoot. Of course, my social media team was also pushing me that, Sathiyan, we are fed up with your table tennis bat and ball pictures. Please give us something different. So we don't want, and Baseline Ventures, I just signed with Baseline Ventures at that point of time. And of course, one of my good friends, Chanesh Babu, actually helped me creating my page. And he was the one who told me, we need to do a photo shoot, Sathiyan. apart from the table tennis bat and ball, we'll have everything in the shoot. And then I went on to do a professional shoot. That was a very good experience. It was one full day, and doing a lot of makeup and preparing myself like I was doing some short film kind of thing. So that was a fantastic experience, and I was amazed to see the pictures that came out. I mean, was something I have never seen Sathiyan as such. It was very different Sathiyan coming out, and I really enjoyed seeing. And not only that, I think a lot of pictures also came out very, very nice, and I'm still using that in the media and the social media posts again and again to make people make people believe that this is Sathiyan. Actually, people are like, "Are you really? Is that really you?" I was like, "Yes, that's me. That's me." Kind of, yeah.
Any marriage proposals you got after those photos?
Not really. I wish I would. Not really. I have to. I have to do really better shoots to get those things.
Just being modest here.
He's being modest. He doesn't want to give. He's a very shy, modest kind. No, I didn't get any, but I'm pretty sure there must have been like 100 DMs to him.
Already on coffee with Karan, it was got pretty hard for Hardik.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll edit that thing.
We'll edit that thing.
You should be asking that question to Sharathana and probably add it to his wife also, and then that would be more interesting.
That's why when I wished Sharath happy birthday, I wished him happy 25th birthday. It feels like he's going. His age is descending.
True. Very true.
We asked Sathiyan in our podcast, if would you like to get into Tollywood or do a film, after. He was no. My favorite actor is Dhanush, but I don't see myself getting into film. But I think after this photo shoot, you never know.
No, I'm happy just with the shoots. I mean, movie is not my cup of tea. I think I really love watching movies, but on the screens is fine. Not getting onto the screens.
Or from the other side.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so moving on to the final.
Before we move into the rapid fire, I had one more picture for Sharath, which is with Archana Kamath. One as your fan and one with actually winning the title.
National champion. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first picture was taken in a tournament when I was in Bangalore, and I think this was in 2012, I think 2012. Yeah. So in 2018 we win the tournament together. We won the national championships together. So really. Great improvement from her, coming from Bangalore, because Bangalore generally doesn't have very good table tennis history, and she moved on to Europe. And then actually a really big pity that at the Youth Olympic Games she didn't get that medal. She finished number 4th. She lost out on the 3 and 4 position match, but really good future for Indian table tennis.
Sharath, one photo for you again. Well dressed up you are.
This photo for me.
No, this is for
Sathiyan. Yeah.
Okay, you found nice pictures of me, Shlok. Thank you so much of showing me differently. So that was during Sanil's marriage. Sanil Shetty and Reet Rishya got married. And I think. And I really wanted to look little bit like the North Indian style. And I thought, okay, why not do a sherwani? And that was one of my favorite sherwanis which I had. And I think that was during his wedding. And I really found it difficult to wear. I can't imagine how people are and I'm so used to wearing this t-shirt and shorts and going on to the open. I'm just like, someone has put me into a furnace, and I really wanted to.
And probably the sherwani is heavier than Sathiyan.
So I was like, take as many pictures as you can, because I can't really put this for so long. And it was a great experience, to wearing that different outfit out
there. Wonderful.
Jump into the rapid fire then?
Yes, let's move on to the rapid fire segment. So very simple, 5 questions from me to Sharath and 5 questions from Tanvi to Sathiyan. Hopefully, we get a sponsor on board very soon. So we will be giving you an award whoever wins it, obviously.
Okay.
So Sharath, are you ready? I want you to be rapid. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. So here we go. 3 things you can't live without.
Bandana. My morning jog, that's something also during the lockdown. It's really difficult. I like going for the jog, especially in the beach. So that's also something. And the third thing, what I can't live without, coffee. South Indian. I'm a
Filter coffee.
Tam. Yeah,
I'm with my filter coffee here.
Yes. I'm a typical. I've become a Tam, mama. They say.
My mom's an Iyer, so that's every day. Every day, how there is filter coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing / ability what Sathiyan has and you don't.
I think his ability to block. Defensive game. I don't have his defensive game. I wish I had, but that is more than that. I think his mental ability to stay so positive all the time and be willing to take anybody on. That's something many times as a young player I didn't have that confidence. I gained that over a period of time, but I see that he has even as a very young player.
3 things you always keep in your kit bag.
3 things I always keep in my kit bag. If the other way around, it's easier. What I forget, keep forgetting. What I always keep, okay. Again, my bandanas, because I still remember one time I forgot my bandanas. It was my German Bundesliga game. I had to rush home. But the match was going on, and without telling anybody, I had to rush home and get back to the match. Yeah. So bandanas is something which always have to be there. Off late, energy bars or these electrolytes, because as age is catching up, that's something I need for better recovery and keeping myself fit and moving. And the third thing is, let's say I always have a spare of everything: t-shirt, shorts, underwears, socks. It's always there. So my bag is quite heavy normally, but yeah, it's better to have them.
Perfect. Good advice to some younger kids who always forget their shoes, forget their socks. Keep one thing extra, guys, please.
Yeah.
Okay, your favorite doubles partner in your career so far?
Okay, I've played a lot of doubles here. So if I take the men on, so it's going to be a problem. Sathiyan or Subhajit Saha or Amal Raj. So I think I should go with the women then. I should just go with Manika.
That's a good way.
Manika doesn't have a competition there.
And you said you didn't know to block. So this is a very good block.
This is counter defense. This is not
counter defense. You like counter defense. Okay. My final question to you. What advice would you give to an 18-year-old Sharath Kamal if you could go back in time?
Well, I would only tell him, I would tell exactly what Sathiyan's mind frame is. Like, don't be afraid to believe that you will reach where, greater height. Don't put that mental barrier yourself. So I think that is something what Sathiyan has done. Pushing himself, projecting himself with a larger than life image, and he's actually got there. So basically it means when you believe that you can do that, it actually, your consciousness, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, everything works towards in that direction. So I think that is what I would tell myself, because I still remember I was quite intimidated as a younger kid going into the European circuit and playing the European leagues. So many times in the practice hall, I felt like, can I beat these guys? And already the tournament ended there. So,
brilliant. I think that's a very good rapid fire round. Sathiyan, you've got a job in your hands if you very good rapid fire. One of the best I've actually taken. So
I'll try my best. Depends on what Tanvi has
yes.
questions. Not so tough questions. Ask some easy ones.
Tougher or easier to get answers. Easy question. You don't know what to answer. Oh.
Pressure brings out the best in Sathiyan, so I'm going to go with tough ones. Okay, so one thing that Sharath has that you don't.
The power.
Forehand option.
The forehand option and the power he has is, he would break the ball into two, and that kind of power, what he has is one of the best, of course. Like he said, the attacking game has improved for me, but I think the powerful strokes he makes is something every Indian player probably wants.
Sharath the doubles partner or Sharath the opponent?
I would anytime prefer Sharath as a doubles partner, because it's going to be a very, very tough match if I put him on the opponent side. And yes, I think by far he had a lot of choices. I did have Ghosh as one of very good doubles partner, but I think playing doubles with Sharath was probably the best combination for me. And we really, went on to play really well in the World Circuit. 3
words to describe Sharath.
Hey, this rapid fire is completely about me.
Yeah.
nothing about Sathiyan.
Oh yeah, down to earth. I think very resilient, I would say. Like, coming back again in an imagine having a 6-year slump like he talked about. Any athlete would have left the sport by now. And coming back again and still taking our lives of not allowing us to win the tournaments and going on to win. So, that's the resilience he has. So, resilience, of course, down to earth and very humorous. One thing we really match is we do really crack a lot of jokes on everyone. And he's not even, like you said, 25. Like he actually becomes 25 when he's with us.
Okay. One thing you've learned as an engineer that you've taken forth into your playing career?
Center of gravity, weight transfer, inertia.
I didn't really learn those things from engineering. I really learned that as a kid when I did my science and everything. But engineering, I think, gave me a larger lesson, like, to balance. Of course, when I could do engineering and play the sport, that was a very, I would say, the most days where I struggled quite a lot. So if I could come out of this phase and, if I'm successful, then I could take on anyone. I could be the best, and engineering gave me that strength, in fact, to, overcome the struggles. And yes, balancing study and sport gave me a more focused mind, and I was able to focus better on the table tennis ball as I did on any engineering circuits in the computer programming aspect.
All right. And we end with, so your dream goal as a TT player?
To win the elusive Olympic medal. I think it all sounded very crazy when we had set targets of Asian Games medal, but now when we talk about Olympics medal, it's taken seriously because we have come up to that level. So I think it's really important you set very, very big goals and believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, it's not going to happen. So for me personally, to get into the world top 10 and to win an Olympic medal will be my lifetime goal or lifetime achievements, which I would be proud of if I could make it before I end my career.
Awesome. Hopefully when we have you on a future season of the Millennial Athlete, you would have...
you can show the medal like this.
Or fight it.
Sure.
Sharath, any final thoughts of being on the show?
No, man, it's been really fun. It's my second show with Sathiyan, so all the time. But I wish, this is good that a lot of the sports persons are taking up the journalism. I think the journalists will have a tough time because we know the insights of what it takes to get there, what exactly happens. So we have first-hand information, so we can. It's easy to relate to one another. So really nice that you guys are doing throwing some light into how the sportsmen are, how we're thinking, how we behave, and what is away from our sport? What after we come out of the court?
Final thoughts, Sathiyan. Final thoughts on being on the show.
Thank you so much, Shlok and Tanvi. It was so much fun, talking with fellow players. Like he said, it brings out a different flavor altogether on, player-to-player conversation, and that was so much fun. Of course, talking about Sharath, we can go on for long, talking about each other, and this is, something which I always loved to share, and to our table tennis fraternity also learns quite a lot from both of us. And thank you so much for having this show and bringing us both together, making us play doubles actually online in spite of not being able to play in real. So this was so much fun. Thank you so much, both of them, for
Thank
having
you
this
so much
wonderful show.
for coming on the show. It's been very, very entertaining. It's been very inspiring. So all the very best to the both of you. Hopefully we're all back in the thick of competing very soon. And hopefully you achieve the goals that you've set for yourself in the coming years.
Thank you so much. Good luck to both of you as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you once again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And on that note, we come to an end of another episode of the Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to all of them on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow IVM on their social media handle, that is @IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me and want me to talk about anything specific, my social media handle is @Shlok95 on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can reach out to me on @TanviLad93 on Instagram and Twitter.
Until then, ciao. We shall be back very soon with another fresh episode of the Millennial Athlete. Thank you guys.
What are some of the radical changes that are now shaping our workspace? With physical distancing and heightened safety protocols being the norm, will technology finally make its large-scale entry to the workspace? Will design as we know it change for the long term? Is it possible for the Indian commercial real estate space to adopt a 360-degree approach to sustainability? Join our hosts at the Future of Space podcast by RMZ as we deliberate with industry leaders, analysts, and bright young minds on the way forward for the workspace given the new COVID normal. Tune in to the IVM Podcasts app or wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
Want to learn something new and have a few minutes to spare? Well, then go for the Traveling Professor's Diary, where I, Siddharth Deshmukh, the Traveling Professor, will help you glean from all the insights that I've gained from wherever I've traveled, learnt, taught, and repeated. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.